So what's your projection for the next 10 years for multifamily properties?
Well, let me just get my crystal ball out real quick. Um, no, I think people get scared when the market starts turning, right? But one thing we know is real estate is cyclical, and we have enjoyed probably one of the longest bull runs ever over the
Yeah.
last, what, 12, 15 years.
15 years. 15
Yeah,
years.
I was like, I'm like calculating 2022, but we're in 2025. So yeah, it's been like 15 years now. And that's a very long bull run. Typically, what we've historically seen is a 7-year upswing and a 7-year downswing.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we're going to be in a 7-year downswing or a 15-year downswing? No, absolutely not. But we know that real estate is cyclical. And if you zoom out, right, anytime you start getting focused on where the market is today, and this is true for the stock market, the S&P 500, real estate as a whole, zoom out and go from the 1 day, 1 month, 1 year view to the 5, 10, 25, 50-year view. And what you're going to see is the same thing, right? The stock market always goes up over long periods of time. Real estate goes up over long periods of time. The S&P goes up over long periods of time. So I always tell people, especially new investors, don't try to time the market. You will never know whether we're at the top or the bottom of a market. Like, are we at the bottom of a market now? Maybe.
Mhm.
Could we go down further and be near the bottom? Sure. Could we already be a little bit on the upswing? Maybe. Like, we don't know, right? So don't time the market. It's not timing the market, it's time in the market, right? It's being able to make investment decisions and stay unemotional and have a good investment plan and continue down that investment plan. So like, for example, I dollar cost average into the stock market. I dollar cost average into crypto. I'm not saying anyone should do this. This is just what I do. But I don't even know what the price of the stock market or where the stock market is or what the price of Bitcoin is. I just every week or every month, I put the same amount in regardless. And over long periods of time, it will catch up and the market will eventually pick back up.
Exactly. Yeah. Long term, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Short term, yes, you may. If you just want to invest like today and then want to sell tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly. That's a riskier bet to make. And the other thing I'll say too, for anyone listening, if you haven't invested and you're waiting for the right time, you're losing out on the biggest component of investment, which is the time value of money. Um, Being in the market for 30 years is significantly, like exponentially better than being in the market for 20 years. So just that extra 10 years makes a huge difference. Like I have a Roth IRA for my kids, right? And at a 12% rate of return on average, if when I started when they were 2, right? Just by virtue of doing nothing else other than funding that fully until they're retired,
Mhm.
that account will be roughly worth about $78 million.
Wow.
I wait till they are 10.
Sorry, how much you invest per month?
So that's a Roth. So it's like whatever the limits are. So it's like 7,000 or whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, if you wait until they're 10,
Mhm.
that number goes down dramatically. And if
Yeah.
you wait till you're 22, it goes down to like $28 million, which is still a lot of money. But just by waiting that 20 years, you've lost $50 million in unrealized potential. And it's because if you look at any chart with compound interest and growth, it's not a straight line like this. It's
Yeah.
a bell curve. And
Yes.
most of the growth happens at the tail end.
Yes. Yeah. That Einstein said compounding interest is a
Wonder of
seven,
the
eighth wonder.
Yep.
Eighth
Yep.
wonder. Yeah.
Those who understand it get it, and those who don't pay it.
Yeah. Yeah. When you see the mortgage chart or loan chart at the end, last 10 years or 5 years go like sharply down and the interest is low and the principal is like you pay 90% interest and then end of the day 100% interest principal.
Principal, exactly. Like the first several years of a 30-year mortgage is just going to interest payments.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.